There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the Infinity Gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, the Church of Failure, and with me, as always, is my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney. How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, doing pretty good. Had just a typical normal day. Nothing crazy. So I'm happy about that.
I mean, you know, that's probably for the best. I had a Monday. It was definitely a Monday. Hopefully my audio is coming through a little bit better. We had some difficulty before the show started, and I don't know if it's Hangout's fault or Ayrton's fault, but I think we know what I'm going to blame. So
I mean, this one can't be my fault.
I can probably figure out a way that it is.
I guess.
Originally, we were going to do another Brubaker review today, but I'm going to be completely honest. I am dead-ass tired from working all day, and really just did not have it in me to pull through enough to do a review and make it interesting. So, we're going to do our normal shadow thing here on Monday. We may have a special guest on Wednesday from the Comicsgate realm. A creator. That's still tentative. We're gonna polish that out tomorrow, hopefully. Some of you guys may have seen the advertisement that I made. Hopefully, that will end up in the Tales from Nerosville comic book. That'll be our advertisement in an actual comic book. But I did format it in a way that it could be used for other mediums. It's tabloid size. I can shrink it down to regular sheet of paper size, but be used for Oh, go ahead.
A newsprint comic, nonetheless.
Indeed. I might have to slip him a few extra bucks and get a couple of extra copies just so that I can pass them out. But we'll see about that. Novel Bro says it.
And it would be cool just to have a copy of it with our advertisement in it, just for, keepsake.
Well, Novel Bro and Danielle says that it looks sweet AF, so I'm happy with that.
Oh.
I whipped that together in about an hour today because I didn't want to fall asleep at lunchtime. So
I was wondering why you sent me that in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Add them to those Halloween comics for parents. Yeah. The Halloween comics with the Tales from Nerosville would definitely be a little more teen adult range. Thunderballs, or what was it? Airballs and Lightning
Balls.
Doug.
Yes, Lightning Doug, definitely my favorite.
Yeah. But anyway, we've done some things today. Got some things accomplished. I also formatted the Gospel of Comics logo so that I can make decals of it. So, maybe that can eventually be something that we send out to supporters of the show. Things like that. Be pretty cool. Something to pass out if we ever go to a Comic-Con or something like that. But making moves, people. Big moves. Small, big moves.
Small, big moves.
That is correct. So, anyway, a couple of fun shows this weekend. It was really awesome having Optic Decay, a.k.a. Rob from the Morning Decay, on yesterday. That was a lot of fun. If you didn't catch that, definitely go back and give that a listen, because that guy was one of the most fun guests that I think we've had in a while.
Yeah, he was a riot.
If you don't... Oh, go ahead.
Didn't get offended by us.
I was watching The Morning Decay this morning, which is his show. By the way, anybody that is interested in a lighthearted morning show takes place around 9 a.m. Eastern most weekdays. Definitely check out The Morning Decay. It is Optic, which we had on last night, and Broski, two very different people. But they were talking about politics and how stupid some of the political stuff that people get into is. And he was like, I'm fairly liberal, but I don't understand what these people are playing these stupid team sports. And I was like, yeah, case in point, he was on my show last night, and he didn't give me shit for being right of Marx. Somebody say birthmarks? Sorry, epic rap battle of history reference. But speaking of the Alterna Ween comics, did you get any of those, Ayrton? I don't know if you did that or not. You don't do trick or treaters, really, did you?
No, I haven't met any of my neighbors. That's how spread out my area is. So,
Well, I mean, you live in Michigan, so that's probably for the best. I agree with everything you just said.
I talked to one of them once.
But,
God damn it.
Yeah, you just roboted for a second, so it's all good.
Okay.
Anyway, without rambling on too much about absolutely nothing, I've learned from my mistakes, and because we ramble in between these episodes and normally don't get started until about 15 after 10, I've only got 3 episodes queued up today because Promising 4 just... oh, yeah, actually, wasn't it... who was it? Because Gorbachev popped in, it was Karl Marx versus Rasputin, or Joseph Stalin versus Rasputin is the one that it was, yeah. But they ended up bringing in Putin, they brought in Marx, they brought in Gorbachev, and it was a full-on Russian v. Russian episode, novel bro. It's probably one of the best epic rap battles of all time.
And can I just say, as far as modern politics go, Vladimir Putin is my favorite politician, like world leader. He just cracks me up. I don't know why. I just find him ridiculously entertaining. Not mainly, but probably because he's ex-KGB and insane. And he just gives no fucks.
Yeah, he gives no fucks. We have 3 episodes of The Shadow queued up for you guys. Mark of the Bat, Revenge on the Shadow, and The Mine Hunters. So I'm hoping...
What's the Vegas betting odds for Revenge on the Shadow has dynamite in it?
Not as good as The Mine Hunters having dynamite in it.
Yeah.
Revenge in the Shadow might have Margot in a bulletproof vest.
True.
In any event, yeah. Oh man, you haven't seen that one? No, you definitely have to go watch that one. If nothing else, you watch it during the show and come back and just laugh with us. It's amazing. I can't play it because they'll claim the shit out of this video and might even take it down. But
put your ad on our video, we dare you.
Yeah. Because he's based as fuck. LGBT Pride March? Nope. Immigration? Nope. Well, we're not hating on Margot. Margot just ends up in a bulletproof vest more often than not because the Shadow's a misogynist dick. But just a quick review. We've got the Bulbasaur Trotsky. We've got the Pidgey named Shadow Nose. That's Nose for those at home. We've got the Mankey named Mad Maxine. Another Pidgey named Deepook Esquire, and we've got Ron Jeremy the Weedle. So we'll see where this takes us. The last time I did not level up enough before I ended up in a fight with Gary that I was not ready for it. So I'm gonna take it a little slower this time around. We're gonna level up a little higher, and hopefully not fail as miserably. So
fingers crossed.
Unless anybody has any questions or comments, I'm gonna jump right into Mark of the Bat. It's from
let's do it.
It's from July 24th. 1938, episode 130. Really should be the listed theme of the Shadow. Misogyny? Yeah, absolutely.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're getting set for the Shadow's latest thriller, let me say a few words about that great new Goodrich Silvertown tire. Because believe me, motorists, this new kind of tire is making history. It takes care of skid and blowout problems like they have never been taken care of before. And here's proof positive. The engineers of the famous independent Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory tested the regular and premium price tires of the nation's 6 largest tire manufacturers. The results? Listen. No other tire tested, regardless of price, came up to the new Goodrich Silvertown in skid resistance. What's more, this great tire gave more non-skid mileage than any other tire tested in its price class, averaging 19.1% more miles before the tires wore smooth. That's the same as saying this new Silvertown gives you every 6th mile free. Ride on the safest thing on wheels, the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Mark of the Bat.
Alexei, come in the house out of the night air.
I am coming, Marie. The dogs were restless, whimpering. Must be the storm coming.
It is more than the storm, as you know it, Alexei.
I'm not sure. Why aren't you in bed asleep?
There'll be no sleep in this house tonight.
Or any night.
Then you've seen the great bats, too?
Yes, I've seen the farmer's cattle. Bloodless, dead in the fields.
And the white comb of the dead rooster. Ah, it was the same on the farm of my father in Croatia. Alexei, why did this Dr. Vickers send away his stepfather's servants? Why does he pay us so much to stay in this house? Why do we stay knowing what we know?
Jobs are hard to find, Marie. But I think we go soon, when the master of the house dies.
It cannot be long, and I am not sorry. It is his own doing. He brought the bats here, set them free to kill.
And now they take his life from him, in the night, in the darkness.
Only for his daughter am I sorry. She is young. She was beautiful. But each dawn finds her more like those things from the grave.
Have you seen the mark of the vampire on her, Marie?
Yes. Only this morning. On her throat as she lay sleeping.
The sins of the father.
It is his punishment. The great bats are children of Satan. He brought them here from the caves he found in that strange country he wrote books about.
Yeah. And he laughed at the stories I told him. The vampire bat is a thing of evil, leagued with the devil, stealing the blood of the living, that the dead may go on living in their graves.
The storm is coming, Alex.
Well, it will drive the bats back into the cave in the mountain. That much is good. Marie!
What is it?
A shadow passed across the moon.
Oh, the clouds of the storm, maybe.
No. A bat, like a great bird. It is an omen, Marie, an omen.
The dog howls.
Yes. The dog howl.
Quick, light the candle at the crucifix.
Yes, the crucifix. Here comes Dr. Vickers.
Yes, Alexei. It is quite fitting that you light the candle. Say a prayer, Mary.
Dr. Vickers, is the master. Major Stevens, is he?
Yes, Mary. My esteemed stepfather, Major Stevens, is dead.
Lamont Cranston, we've come 200 miles up into these spooky mountains. Why?
I've been reading the obituary columns, Margot. As a result, we're going to visit the home of a man who once had a very strange hobby.
Oh, so Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, has been reading between the lines again. Who died recently?
The corpse, Margot, is Major Stevens, a noted explorer and zoologist.
Oh.
Yes. Before I tell you anything more, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
Do you believe in vampires?
What?
Creatures with the power to leave the grave, transform themselves into bats, and draw from the flesh of the living blood to feed the bodies of the restless dead?
Lamont, are you serious?
Quite.
Well, of course I don't believe it. What's all this about? You guessing, or do you know?
I'm going on a curious mixture of theory and fact. I've known about Stevens for years. He led an expedition of 5 men into the mountains of Ecuador, came back alone, with a cage full of vampire bats, big ones. For years he's been breeding them.
A cheerful hobby, I must say.
Become an obsession. 6 months ago, I read that a neighboring farmer sued him, claiming those vampire bats killed 3 of his cattle.
But Lamont, that's preposterous.
No, Margot, it isn't. There are authentic cases where cattle have been killed by blood-sucking vampire bats.
And you think Major Stevens' pet bats killed those cattle and killed the Major as well?
It's possible.
All of which leads to what, Lamont? Who are we going to call on tonight? Not Major Stevens, I hope.
No, the Major is safely interred in his grave.
Oh, you make it sound so cozy.
Stevens had a daughter, Claire Stevens. I've checked up. She's suffering from the same ailment that supposedly killed her father, anemia.
Oh.
Stevens was wealthy. Claire's his heir, but she's underage, only 20. And there's a guardian in the picture, Dr. Vickers, who also happens to be the Major's stepson.
I think I'm beginning to see.
Apparently, Vickers is running things. He's even discharged the family servants and hired an old Slavic couple.
Why?
They're Croats, Margot, not very far removed from the atmosphere of their native land, where for centuries human vampires have been accepted fact. Now, do you see what I'm driving at?
Yes, I'm afraid I do. Claire Stevens is being led to believe that she's a victim of human vampires.
Yes.
Whereas, actually, she's being bled to death by the giant vampire bats. Is that it, Lamont?
That's right, Margot.
Oh,
It's just a breed of very large bats.
I see. Oh, this is a lonely road. We haven't passed a car in ages.
And a little farther, huh? Good heavens.
Oh, what's wrong, Lamont?
Look. Look, a man lying there beside the road. Wait here, Margot. This may be a hold-up gag.
Oh, what's wrong with him? Has he been hit?
Beaten up, I think.
Wait, I'll help you with him. Is he alive?
Yes, but unconscious.
Lamont, there's a paper clutched in his hand. See what it is.
Listen to this, Margot. Dave, if you love me, come and take me away from this awful house. I can't explain, only come. If you don't, you'll never see me alive again. Signed, Claire.
Claire Stevens! Oh, Lamont, this boy must have tried to help us.
Yes, and failed.
What are we going to do, Lamont? Drive him back to the last town we passed?
No, Margot, we need the doctor, and I think the logical man to patch him up is the one who may have had a hand in this. Vickers.
You're going to take him to the Stevens house?
No, you are, Margot.
Oh, but you'll be with me in that house.
Yes, Margot, but in my role of the shadow. It'd be better if you're not Margot Lane. Pretend to be an old friend of Claire Stevens. If she's in danger, she won't give you away.
All right. Help me get the boy into the car. Then I'll drive. Lamont!
What's the matter, Margot?
Lamont, look! On his throat!
Good heavens!
Oh, a bat! Fastened to his throat. Kill it, Lamont!
Yes. Yes, Margot. One of Major Stevens' pets. A vampire bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we leave the shadow for a moment, here's a brief reminder that when you want real tire safety, halfway measures don't go. There's no such thing as saving half your life.
The shadow knows. Beware. In these days of high speeds and superhighways, you need protection against both skids and blowouts every time you get behind the wheel of your car.
And motorists, the tire that will give you life-saving protection against both of these driving hazards is the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. For remember, only Silvertowns give you the skid protection of the Lifesaver tread. This amazing new Goodrich development protects you against the hazard zone of motoring, where a slippery film of water on the road can make complete command of your car almost impossible. The never-ending spiral bars of this Lifesaver tread act like a whole battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left, force it out through the deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. You stop quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. And don't forget, adding one safety feature to another, Silvertowns also give you the famous golden ply protection against dangerous high-speed blowouts. Why ride on anything but the safest thing on wheels, especially when Silvertowns give you these two great life-saving features at no extra cost? Play safe with Goodrich, spelled Goodrich. Goodrich Safety Silvertown.
Alexei, who drove Dave Henderson here?
A young girl, Dr. Vickers. She says she's a friend of Miss Stevens.
A friend of Claire's, eh, Alexei?
Yes.
And young Dave Henderson. Odd that she should come here tonight. Strange that she should find him on the road. Where are they?
In the room where the Major worked with the bats, Dr. Vickers.
Good. Nothing could be better. It will save me considerable trouble.
I locked the door.
Unlock it. Then go back and watch Miss Claire's room. See she does not leave it. Why? What's the matter, Alexei? Your hand is shaking. You're afraid.
Yes, and you would be afraid, too. Those caged bats in there, they killed the Major. I know. They're creatures of the devil.
Nonsense. There's nothing to worry about. I have released the good Major's pets. Taken them out of their cages and sent them back to the bottomless pit in the grotto.
Yes, but a bat like a bird of evil flew across the moon the night the Major died. It was an omen of death.
Tell that to Miss Claire. She'll believe you. And watch carefully, Alexei. 2, perhaps 3 of those bats may fly across the moon tonight. More omens of death. But now, go upstairs. See that I am not disturbed.
Yes, Doctor. The girl is there, at the far end of the room with the young man.
Doctor, are you Dr. Vickers?
Yes. I understand you brought a young man here, victim of some hit-and-run driver.
No, he's been beaten. I'm afraid his skull is fractured, and not only that...
Yes. Alexei told me your fantastic story of finding a giant bat drawing his life blood from his
But
throat.
it's true. The marks are still on his throat. Look, there.
Still unconscious. Has he spoken at all?
No, but don't stand there. Do something. You're a doctor, or so I was told.
By whom? Oh, yes, you're a friend of Miss Stevens. Of course you would know.
Of course. Where is Claire?
Sleeping. You were coming to call on her at this late hour. Why?
Well, we're old friends. I heard of her father's death.
Do you know this young man?
No, I don't.
That's odd. This man is David Henderson, Miss Stevens' fiancé.
Oh, well, you see, I haven't seen Claire for several years.
How many?
Why, not for 3 years. Oh, but don't stand there questioning me. Do something for him.
There'll be plenty of time for that. I'm more interested in you and just why you happened to pick this night to visit such an old and dear friend. A friend who apparently never spoke of Dave Henderson, to whom she's been engaged for many years. A childhood sweetheart.
Well,
Yes, I see. I see you are lying. Who are you? What do you want in this house?
I want you to treat that boy.
Yes, I will treat him. In good time and in my own way. But first, I think you need my attention.
Keep away from me. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to kill that boy.
Oh, now I'm beginning to understand. So you know.
Yes, I know.
You know too much. Too much to ever leave this house.
No! Alexei, let go of me. Let me go. I saw somebody bring David into the house. I know he's here.
Oh, a lucky interruption for you. It will give you a few minutes' grace, young woman. and a chance to see your dear friend Claire Stevens.
What did you and Dr. Vickers done to Dave? Who was that woman? Let go of me. He's in there. I know he is.
Come, Doctor says you stay in your room. Come.
Oh.
What's going on out here, Alexei?
Doctor, I couldn't stop her. She tricked me. She ran down here. I'll take her back.
No,
Come.
I won't go. You've got Dave here.
It's all right, Alexei. Let her come in. You wait out in the hall.
Oh.
Yes, Claire, my dear, Dave is here. You can see him. And there is someone else, an old friend of yours.
An old friend?
Yes, that young woman there. Well, you don't seem to recognize her. Perhaps it's been so long since you've seen each other.
Claire, don't you remember me? Grace Wilson. We went to school together.
What?
I heard you were in trouble. I thought I might be able to help.
What? Oh, of course. Grace Wilson. I'm so glad you're here, Grace. But, Dave, you said I could see him. Where is he?
There, on the couch.
Dave. Oh, Dave, darling. It's Claire. Oh, is he dead?
No, but he may die if we don't get help to revive him. This Dr. Vickers won't help.
Why won't you do something? Dave's hurt. His head's cut open.
Dr. Vickers won't help because he did it.
What?
He wants Dave Henderson to die, just as he wants me out of the way now that I've discovered his secret. And you, Claire Stevens, you're marked for death.
No.
I can see it in your face. You're as pale as a ghost already, half bled to death. You're a victim, too. A victim of vampire bats.
No, it can't be. Not that. I've been ill. Dr. Vickers has been treating me.
Your father died of Dr. Vickers' treatments.
Dr. Vickers, you... Why do you look at me like that?
Why, my dear child.
Oh, then it is true. Those sedatives and the open window. That was so the giant bats could come from the well in the grotto and...
You've been listening to the fantastic tales of Marie and Alexei, my dear. Monstrous nightmares out of a ghoulish past.
Miss Stevens, don't listen to him. He's a murderer. We've got to get your fiancé out of this house.
But he won't let us go. The door's locked. He has the key.
Yes, my dear, you are quite right. The door is locked. I have the key. The only way out is through that door leading to the tunnel in the cave. To the bottomless pit your father so aptly named the Well of the Bats.
Father sealed that tunnel when the bats escaped.
Yes, but I opened it again. It will come in very handy. Tonight. The storms have kept the bats in the grotto for many nights now. They must be very hungry for blood. What a feast they will have. Come, Claire.
No.
The vampires are tired of coming to you. It is time you visited them.
Oh, Stevens, get back. Keep away from
Stupid
him.
heroics will not save you. Keep back, young woman, or I shall have to shoot you. The bats won't mind. Not so long as the blood in your body is still warm. Come, Claire. Come with me.
No.
Very well. Perhaps you would rather follow your beloved David. I'll take him first.
No, don't. He doesn't know anything. If you'll only let him go, no.
I thought that would bring you to me.
Dr. Vickers. Dr. Vickers. You are startled, Doctor. I see in your eyes and read in your reeling mind questions. Questions beating in your brain like the black wings of your destroyers. Who am I? Where am I? Is this voice you hear real, or the trickery of a mind warped and twisted by the remorse of murder done and murders yet to come?
No.
The gun in your hand trembles, Dr. Vickers. Your lips are dry.
But you... Who are you?
The Shadow, Dr. Vickers.
The Shadow! The Shadow!
It would seem you have heard of the Shadow, Doctor.
Yes, I've heard of you, Shadow.
Do you believe what you have heard?
Yes, I know all about your devilish tricks of mesmerism. Hypnotic influence. I know you're here, in this room, but I can't see you. I know my gun isn't any use against you, but that won't stop me. I'm going into the grotto, and I'm taking these girls with me. Both of them. Try to stop me, Shadow, and I'll shoot them both. All right, Claire. And you too, Miss Wilson, or whoever you really are. Quick, get through this door, unless you want me to use this gun.
No, don't.
We'd better do as he says, Miss Stevens. Come on.
All right, Shadow. Let's see you follow me through this door. It bolts on the inside, and by the time you've broken it down, the vampire bats will be feasting on these two women, the only ones who stand between me and Stephen's fortune. It should have been mine in the first place, and now it will be. It will be mine!
Don't be too sure, Dr. Vickers, for the grotto will be filled with shadows. Shadows of the living, shadows of the dead. David Henderson, listen. Listen to me. Wake up. Listen.
Oh, my head. It aches.
Listen, David Henderson. You came to save your fiancée. She's in danger. Dr. Vickers has taken her to the grotto, to the Well of the Bats.
What? Claire gone into the cave?
Yes.
What? Who am I talking to? There's no one here. Oh, I must be out of my mind.
No. There is someone here. The Shadow.
The Shadow?
Yes. Don't be alarmed because you cannot see me. Even to those I try to help, I must remain unseen, unknown, for their own safety. There is no time to explain the whys and wherefores of my presence. I'm here to help you and your fiancée. If we don't get into the grotto and stop him, Vickers will kill Claire Stevens and a girl who was with her.
No.
Kill them and drop them into the Well of the Bats.
That heavy door leads to the pit. Come on.
I can't follow that way. I've tried. It's bolted on the other side. Is there another way into the grotto? Any other way of reaching the pit?
Well, yeah, there is. One other way. Major Stevens showed me years ago.
Where?
Up on the side of the mountain, there's an opening. Shorter that way. Maybe we can get in that way and head Vickers off before he reaches the pit. Come on, I'll show you the way. If I get my hands on Vickers, the bats will have their feast tonight on him. Shadow. We're almost there. Shadow.
I am still close to you. Go on. It may be too late.
Be careful along here. This ledge is slippery. We're getting near the pit.
How deep is this pit, this Well of the Bats?
No one knows. Once Major Stevens and I dropped a weighted kite string down into it. 1,000 feet of string. It didn't touch bottom. Shadow, look. There's a light. A torch down the passageway. That must be Vickers. It's in the big chamber. That's where the pit is.
We're not too late, see? Your fiancée and the other girl is with him. Wait, stop here.
Well, he's forcing them toward the pit. He's going to kill both of them. I tell you, let me go.
No, you've done your part. Stay here.
No, I won't, I tell you.
But you must. To understand, if Vickers saw you coming, he'd shoot you down. You'd be signing the death warrant of your fiancée and the other girl.
No, I'll get him. I'll get him before he sees me. Let go of me, Shadow.
Sorry, I had to knock you out like that, Henderson, but it was the only way.
They'll kill you for this, Dr. Vickers. The police will find it out. They'll hang you.
I think not. My dear Claire, you see, to prove a murder has been committed, there must be some trace of the body. The vampires will leave little in the way of evidence.
Have you forgotten the Shadow, Dr. Vickers? Do you think he'll let you live to enjoy the fruits of this ghastly thing you're about to do?
So you're still counting on the Shadow to save you?
He may not be able to save us, but you'll never get away from him unless you follow us into that pit.
Oh, hope and faith die hard. I've been wondering why one of you didn't try to get away from me, so I would have an excuse to shoot you down.
Oh, you need an excuse.
No, not really. But there is something fascinating about watching the reactions of people who are about to die. But now I give you your choice. Turn, take each other's hand, and walk straight ahead into the darkness. Or stand there while I count. Oh, no. No, not 10. That is too definite, too certain. I will merely count number after number until my trigger finger obeys the impulse to shoot.
No, don't. Oh, Dave!
Oh, she's fainted. That should make it easier for you.
And for her. That's right. Hold her up. Steady her. 1, 2. What a feast the vampires will have. 3. The bats. They're waiting. 4, far down in the pit. 5, by the thousands they cling to the clammy walls. 6, hanging heads downward with folded wings. 7, waiting. 8, waiting.
Yes, Vickers. Waiting. Waiting for you.
You got through!
It's useless to struggle, Vickers. Your trigger finger obeys the impulse to kill, but the gun hammer won't fall because my hand is on it. Vickers, you should have used an automatic.
You devil!
Yes.
If only I...
Yes, if you could only break loose. Try it and your arm will snap like the stem of a pipe.
Let go. I knew you'd find a way, Shadow. You're going to go over now.
Where is she? Is she all right?
Yes, she just fainted, that's all.
Oh, there you are, Vickers. Well, the Shadow got you. Well, you'll hang for what you did to Claire's father, but first I'm going to pay her for torturing...
No, you won't! No, you won't! Stop! And I won't hang!
Stand where you are, I'll shoot.
Go ahead! Shoot! Shoot me! The Shadow was right. The vampire bats are waiting for their feast. For me! And I won't disappoint them. They'll have their feast. They'll have their feast. Now!
You like this thing I'm playing, Margot?
Yes, Lamont. Lamont,
Yes, Margot?
now that Dr. Vickers is dead and Claire Stevens is out of that awful house, what's going to happen to the Major's little pet?
Oh, those vampire bats won't kill any more cattle. Or men, Margot. Sort of that while you and David Henderson were getting Claire to the hospital.
Yes, but how, Lamont?
Like this.
Dynamite.
Yes. I found it in Stevens' tool house. The explosion filled the well of the bats with hundreds of tons of rock. Sealed forever. There will be no more black wings across the moon. No more marks of the bat on the throats of sleeping victims.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand.
Of course there was dynamite. You can't have an episode of The Shadow without some dynamite.
Delivered right at the end. That was perfect. I think that caught us both off guard.
Yeah, I was just like, wait. So they're just gonna... Okay, so Margot just shoots the guy. There's no dynamite in this episode. All right, I'm good with that. And then at the very end, how'd you get rid of those bats? Well, of course I'm Margot. And the dynamite. What do you think I did?
I feel at this point in our show, doing this radio stuff, we should probably try and find some of those old Shadow magazines and do a review episode of some of those.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's new stuff from Dynamite coming out, like Dynamite the...
Yeah.
the publisher, not the explosive.
Right. Yeah. Which is so fitting.
It is. I wouldn't want anyone else to publish The Shadow.
Maybe Boom. Because...
Maybe Dynamite should buy Boom.
You know, they really should.
But, yeah. Margot shoots a guy, then they blow up a well full of bats with dynamite.
As you do.
That's what I did last weekend. Yeah, before the show.
Sounds like a good, third or fourth date. Maybe not, it might be a little much for a first date, but, after a couple, if it's going good,
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, this is the
baby,
100...
Go shoot a guy and blow up a cave full of bats with me?
Yeah, I mean...
Then it's true love.
Right, absolutely. And, to be fair, this is like the 130th date. So...
True.
But, yeah, I'm, these things just... oh my God. I figured we were going to get one episode where Dynamite didn't come up, but, no. I want to know what TNT factory they're sponsored by silently.
Right?
Is blue coal secretly dynamite? Is that what blue coal is? Are they trying to get people to blow their own homes up? Oh, what's going on, Captain Weep? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, man. Well,
let's see. What's the
in theory, blue coal used dynamite for mining, so he probably just any excess dynamite, at the end of the week.
Yeah, they just
from a new mine. Shadow just strolls on up
I'm just gonna blow some shit up. Yeah, that seems about right.
Well, no, he would send Margot to go pick up the dynamite. He wouldn't do it himself.
Captain Weeb is a blue coal miner. He has all the dynamite.
Oh, well, if you're a miner, you really shouldn't be listening to this show.
It gives you some bad ideas of what to do with your dynamite.
Exactly.
But
always be careful when handling your dynamite. You don't want it to go off too soon.
I also mine clean coal. Well, there's no cleaner, finer anthracite out there than blue coal.
This is true.
I don't know that Captain Weeb has heard our little segment interlude yet. So we'll go ahead and start the next episode, and after that one, we'll get it queued up and play it.
There we go. I can take it.
If he's still around, you gotta hang around for the next episode if you want to hear our little interlude created by Ixel Pierce. He did a little ad spot for us.
Still waiting on that Sean Connery one novel, bro.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can play it early. I can play it earlier. Here. We'll play it early for you. I don't know that you've heard it yet. Here we go. I'm gonna start the next episode right after this, so go ahead and mute us real quick.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Gospel of Comics. This next portion brought to you by Blue Coal. Remember, blue coal will make you whole.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the curtain is about to go up on another of the Shadow's exciting adventures. But first, I want to tell you more about that sensational new tire that is making its appearance on highways all over the nation, the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with Lifesaver Tread. Maybe you've already seen it, but whether you've seen it or not, this tire is something brand new, a new kind of tire. The tread is wider and flatter, with never-ending spiral bars. And those spiral bars act like a battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left, force it out through the deep drainage grooves. Thus, this amazing tread actually gives the tire a drier, safer surface for the rubber to grip. No wonder this new Silvertown will stop you quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. Remember, Silvertown's below means safety above. Put this life-saving tire on your car now. Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, Revenge on the Shadow.
Mike Matthews talking.
Hello, Mike. This is Slick Scarpel.
Oh, yeah? What do you want? Okay, start talking.
Now listen, Mike. I know you and I haven't been on the best of terms, but there's something we've got to talk over.
Yeah, what?
We've got to do something about this guy who calls himself the Shadow.
Oh, that's different. Well, what's the dope?
Come to my place, the Club Monte Carlo, midnight tonight. We'll talk it over.
Okay, I'll be there.
Hello?
Hello, Dutch. This is Slick Scarpel.
Why, you've got a nerve calling me after your mob trying to chisel in on my territory.
I know, Dutch. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah?
Listen, Dutch. We've got to call a truce.
What for?
We've got to get together to protect ourselves.
Against what?
The Shadow.
Oh. Oh, that's different.
Now listen. Big Mike Matthews is coming to my place midnight tonight to talk it over. Can you be there?
Yeah. You bet I'll be there.
Red knot. Make your bets, ladies and gentlemen, if you please.
Oh, say, that's funny. Isn't that big Mike Matthews coming in the door?
It looks like him. I've seen his picture in the papers. But what's so unusual about that?
Oh, nothing much, I guess. But this club is owned by Slick Scarpel, and I always understood that Mike and Slick were deadly enemies.
Well, it's none of our business.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
Lamont, are those the three men you told me about?
Yes, Margot.
They look like gangsters, all right.
They aren't usually mortal enemies, but tonight it looks very much as if they're banding together.
But I wonder why.
I imagine because they're afraid of me.
Of you? Then why do you come here and expose
They're
yourself?
only afraid of me as the Shadow. They do not know Lamont Cranston.
Oh, who are they?
Slick Scarpel, Dutch Broder, and Big Mike Matthews. Three of the human vermin who've been slowly throttling this city, and right now they're probably trying to digest a piece of bad news that I had a hand in today.
20 black and even.
Now listen, Mike. I'm on the level about this meeting, and you'd better play square too.
Do you think I'd walk into your place alone like this if I wasn't, Scarpel? We've got to do something about this Shadow.
Right. Say, Dutch, I heard your boys ran into a little trouble today, huh?
A little trouble. Them cops picked up 5 of my boys today. Caught them with a hot load of furs worth 15 grand. I know where they got the tip from, too. Now, we gotta do something. That's all. That Shadow is reckless.
Hey, not so loud. These are society people out here.
Okay.
Take it easy now. Come on. In the office. Okay, Dutch. Now we can talk. You got any ideas?
Listen, Slick, how can you think of a way to get a guy which you don't know who he is?
Well, the first thing we gotta do is lay off each other. Team up. Get the Shadow and get him right.
If it's dough that's needed, I'll ante 10 grand to the kitty.
But dough isn't going to help us find the Shadow.
No, and nothing else will.
Unless we can figure a way to get him to come to us.
Oh, yeah? Better guys than you have tried to do that, and where are they?
Never mind. I think I got a plan, and it's a honey.
So what?
This is what. We'll put the snatch on the mayor.
What?
That ought to bring Mr. Shadow trotting right over to the rescue.
What, kidnap Mayor Collins?
Why, that's playing with dynamite.
Yeah. But maybe dynamite's the only thing that'll do us any good. I'll phone the mayor and I'll tell him I want to give him the inside on where Big Mike gets his dope supply.
Squeal on me, why
And
you...
now, wait a minute. I didn't say I would tell him. I just say I'm going to tell him.
What do you mean?
I'll make a day to see the mayor late at night, see? Tell him I'm afraid someone might recognize me and squeal. The mayor'll see me, and he'll be alone.
Hey, that's neat. But if we get the mayor, then what? How you going about getting the Shadow on his trail?
I've got that end of it all figured out. The Shadow's got a lot of hypnotism stuff. Okay. We'll beat him at his own racket. Both of you guys have done business with Vandange, the Hindu.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you sold him some hot pearls only last week, didn't you, Dutch?
Yeah, and for the last time, too. That Hindu gives me the creeps. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like there was something behind you he was really seeing.
That's it. Hypnotism stuff. Anangi showed me once. He'll beat the shadow at his own game. We'll promise him those Canterbury pearls if he'll make the shadow show himself so we can plug him. Anangi'll do everything and anything for pearls. He's nuts for them.
Okay, if you say so, Slick, but me, I'm plenty scared of that Vatangi.
Well, Dutch, maybe you'd rather have it out with the shadow by yourself.
Nix on that. But if we got to take our choice, I'd sooner take the hinder. If he gets the poils, he'll be on our side.
Well, then it's all set, boys. I'll go see Vandange and make an appointment with the mayor tomorrow night in his office when he's alone. Just leave it to me and Vandange. I have got an appointment with you, Mayor Collins.
Yes, about Big Mike Matthews?
That's right.
What's the information you have to give me?
You'll have to come along with me if you want to get the lowdown on Big Mike.
Well, it so happens I got word about an hour ago that Commissioner Weston expects to arrest him tonight.
Arrest Big Mike?
Yes. So you see, I'm hardly in need of any information concerning him now.
Listen, you, stop gabbing. I got a gun here.
What good will that do you?
Plenty good if you start any trouble. You're coming with me.
You can't get away with this. The minute we reach the street, I merely have to raise my voice and the police...
I know all that. But when we reach the street, you're not going to be able to yell.
What do you mean?
You'll see. Banangi, come on in. Give him the works.
So you have an accomplice?
Yeah. His Honor, the mayor.
Who are you? Why do you stand there and stare at me like...
You, my friend, will stare at me. That is right.
No, I...
Look into my eyes.
No.
Deeper.
No.
You are becoming the slave of the triad of the ages.
No.
Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. You are our slave.
Oh.
After I release you from this hypnotic spell in which I am binding you, you will remember nothing. Nothing.
Yes.
Do you hear me? Answer.
Yes, Master. I do as you say.
You will do even as I think, slave.
Yes, Master. I will do even as you think.
Okay, Vandange?
Yes, Mr. Scarpelli. The mayor is now the slave of the master of Vandange. He will go and do as I order him.
Okay. Let's take him to the Club Monte Carlo. We've got our bait. Now we have to wait for the shadow to bite. And when he does...
I, Vandange, will conquer him.
Extra! Mayor Collins kidnapped. Read all about it. Mayor Collins kidnapped. Extra!
Just a moment. Oh, good morning, Lamont.
Good morning, Margot.
Come on in.
You heard about Mayor Collins?
Yes, isn't it horrible? What do you suppose could have happened to him?
I've got a hunch this is the work of Slick Scarpell and Company, and I'm going to find out. In the meantime, they're coming. Something I want you to do, Margot.
Yes, Lamont, what?
You'll have to be very careful and do exactly as I say. Go to the Club Monte Carlo on Hemlock Street, where we were the other night.
Yes, and then?
Keep watch outside. If you see anything that looks at all suspicious, get in touch with me. Be careful to keep out of sight and don't, under any conditions, go inside that house.
All right, Lamont, I understand.
Remember, keep out of sight and don't go inside that house.
Hey, listen, Slick, I just heard Big Mike and 4 of his gang was picked up last night.
Yeah, hauling dope?
Yeah, that's too bad. It means 20 years. And there's no way to beat that dope rap. Now we gotta get the shadow.
Where's Vandange and the mayor?
Upstairs. Say, Slick, look here out the window a minute.
Yeah, what?
See that dame standing in the doorway over there?
Yeah, what about her?
She's been hanging around out there most of the day.
Yeah? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Vandange, come here a minute.
Funny about Big Mike being picked up like that just when we were all set to get the shadow.
You called for me? What do you want?
Vandange, take a look at that girl standing in the doorway over there. That says she's been hanging around all day. You ever seen her before?
No.
What difference does it make whether or not he knows her or not?
We are playing with dangerous game, Mr. Scarpell. It is possible she has been sent to watch us.
We can't take any risk, Dutch.
You're telling me.
Supposing you go out and talk to her, Vandange. Dutch and I can't be seen until we get this shadow business settled.
All right. I will go and question the girl.
Watch your step, Anangi.
Don't worry about me. I have my own way of getting information. Ah, there she is, over there. Oh, young lady.
Yes?
Have you seen a little lad of about 8 years old wearing a brown sweater? I sent him off to the corner about an hour ago.
Why, no, I haven't seen him. I'm just passing by myself. Why do you stare at me like that?
Possibly you are tired and would like to step inside and sit down for a moment.
No, I'm not tired. I mustn't. He said I mustn't go into that house.
That is right. Stare at me
No.
into my eyes. Deeper, deeper.
Oh.
I am the voice of the holy triad of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. You will do my bidding. Follow me into this house.
Yes, Master. I follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we leave the shadow for just a moment, it looks like trouble ahead. But think of the trouble you may be headed for if a skid throws your car out of control. Because when tires lose their grip on a wet, slippery road, who knows what may happen?
The shadow knows. Beware. Thousands are killed or injured every year by runaway cars, sliding, spinning crazily over glistening pavements.
Motorists, I've already told you that the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown will stop you quicker, safer in a wet road emergency than you've ever stopped before. But you don't need to take my word for it. Here is the proof from an impartial source. Exhaustive road tests of both regular and premium price tires of America's 6 largest tire manufacturers were made by the nation's largest independent testing laboratory, Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory, noted all over the country for its research independence. And here's what they found. I quote from the report of Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory. Quote, the new Goodrich Silvertown with Lifesaver tread gave greater skid resistance than any other tire tested, including tires listed at from 40% to 70% higher in price. The Goodrich Silvertown gave more non-skid mileage than any other tire tested in its own price range, averaged 19.1% more mileage before the tires wore smooth, unquote. So just think what you get in this new kind of tire. The greatest skid protection ever offered, the famous blowout protection of the Goodrich Golden Ply, 19.1% more mileage, which is the same as saying you'll get every 6th mile free, and all at no extra cost. That's why it will pay you to make your next tires Goodrich Safety Silvertowns.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been working on it 10 minutes for Dengue. I can't stand no more of it.
Quiet, Dutch. Slave,
Yes,
what was your name?
my name?
Who told you not to enter this house?
Who told me?
Same old answers for Dengue. Why won't she talk?
Oh, she has succumbed too far to my spell. Her mind is a blank. Either that or someone else has control over her mind.
You mean the shadow?
Possibly. But we shall find out if it is the shadow. You take her upstairs and wait there for my further commands.
Take her, Dutch. I'll stay here with Vadangi.
Okay, Slick. Come along, you.
Go with him.
Yes, Master.
Vadangi, if she was sent by the shadow, then...
Then she shall serve as additional bait to lure him into our trap. Now I am ready to talk to him.
Talk to him? How are you going to do that? You don't know who he is.
I do not have to know who he is. I will send out thought waves.
Eh? Well, how do you do that?
Oh, I see you are unfamiliar with the higher branches of Hindu mysticism, my friend. To the initiated, it is quite possible for mind to talk to mind regardless of distance. Thus, space becomes non-existent.
You give me the creeps. I don't know how you do it.
You, an infidel, can never know. Attend to matters in which you are proficient. Procure for me the Canterbury pearls. I will do the rest.
We'll get the pearls for you, just like we said, Vadangi.
Good. Now I will send out my thought waves. The shadow must be receptive to be able to do what it does. Our minds will commune. Now leave the room. I must concentrate.
Okay.
Now we shall see if this girl is under control of the shadow. If she is, then his own power of subjecting people to his will shall be his downfall. Shadow. Shadow. I call upon you in the name of the Triad who are all powerful, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Shadow. I command you to come to me in thought.
Who speaks? Who speaks?
It is I, Vadange.
Who commands the shadow by the secret and all-powerful method of thought transmission?
It is I, Vadange, disciple of the great yogi of India and the temples of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Can you hear me, Shadow?
Yes, Vadangi. I hear you.
Listen carefully, Shadow. This delicate thread of thought communication is easily broken.
I am listening. What do you want?
You will come to me, Shadow, if you are interested in Mayor Collins.
So, the abduction of Mayor Collins was your work, Vadangi. I warn you, release him.
So, Shadow, you are interested in Mayor Collins. Possibly you are also interested in a certain girl.
A certain girl, Vadangi?
Yes. Read my mind, Shadow. I will make it crystal clear for you. She is pure, my friend, pure as a lovely pearl. Read my mind. What do you see?
I see the names of Slick Scarpell and Dutch Broder. They are the ones who are behind the kidnapping of Mayor Collins.
You read well, Shadow. And the girl, do you know her?
The girl?
The image of her is pictured upon my brain, Shadow. Do you know her?
The picture of the girl slowly becomes visible to my mind's eye as I...
Ah, then you do know her.
Yes.
I have her, Shadow. A prisoner of my hypnotic power.
I know where you are, and I'm coming to visit you. You've done a foolish thing, Vadangi, in telling me these things.
And you, Shadow, have done a foolish thing in accepting the challenge of the great Vadange. I await you, Shadow.
You shall not wait in vain, Vadangi.
Say, Slick, Vadangi's been upstairs half an hour now. Should we see if he's all right?
Nah, better not disturb him. He said he'd be down before the shadow got here.
Well, I wonder when the shadow's coming.
I'm not even sure he'll show up at all. Maybe Vadangi scared him off. But keep your hands on the Tommy gun, just in case.
I'd be plenty happy if I knew the shadow had took a run out powder. I say, maybe he's here now and we don't know it. Wonder what his voice sounds like.
Possibly it sounds like this,
What?
Dutch.
A shadow.
He's here.
Yes, here in the shadows.
Trying to throw a scare into us with that stuff, eh? Well, Shadow, we don't scare.
I'm sure you don't. It must take brave men to murder all the defenseless people you two have.
Yes, Shadow, we bump plenty. And we're going to give it to you, too. Let him have it, Dutch.
Where are you, Shadow? Speak up.
Over here, Dutch. You can't hit me, but I'm right over here.
Dutch! Double-crossing Rancho! That was me, you got...
But the shadow's voice had come from you, Slick.
A little ventriloquism, Dutch, and you'll hang for killing Slick Scarpell.
Now, where are you? Where are you?
Right behind you, Dutch.
Where are you? Oh.
Blow on the head will take care of you for an hour or so, Dutch Broder. Now for Vendange.
Slick, Dutch, what is the matter? Where is it? Oh, fools, what have you done to each other? Victory was in our grasp, and now you... There is a presence here. Is it you, Shadow? Very clever, my friend. But perhaps you are not so... So it is you.
Yes, Vendange.
You are clever, Shadow, but perhaps not so clever as I.
Vendange, I've come for Mayor Collins and the girl.
And you think I, Vadangi, will give them to you just like that? They are both under my hypnotic spell. They are my slaves.
I'll have no trouble breaking the hold you have over them, because I know your strength, Vadangi. My strength is greater.
Greater? You, the dog of an infidel, stronger than I, a true disciple. I, who have made the pilgrimage to the tomb of Genghis, the great Khan? Fool! Also remember, my friend, that I am the first to gain control of the girl's mind. Your influence cannot enter until mine has left.
Vadangi, I'm going to strip you of all your powers.
Your threats are useless, Shadow. I command the girl to appear. In just a moment she will enter by that door. She, who is pure as a pearl, will perform a deed at my command. A deed which will finish the work I set out to do. A deed which will bring madness to her for the rest of her life.
You sent for me, Master.
Margot.
So, she is the girl, Shadow.
Yes, Vadangi.
But she is no longer your friend. She is my slave.
I know what you've done to her. A simple trick and a simple one to remedy. After I've disposed of you.
Slave, pick up that machine gun.
Yes, Master.
Stop her if you can, Shadow.
Vadangi, the powers of Brahma, Vishnu, and Siva were never intended for evil.
Slave, point the gun at the Shadow. He is here in this room, and I will you to see him. His mind is in the same hypnotic plane as yours. I will you to see him.
Yes, Master.
Margot, don't point the gun at me.
Do you see him now, slave?
Yes, I see him.
Then, Margot, recognize me. You know me.
I know you.
Margot, you won't shoot me.
No, I won't shoot you.
Stop pointing the gun at me, Margot.
I can't.
Slave, I command you to pull the trigger.
Margot, you will not pull the trigger. Fight Vadangi's spell. Fight it, Margot.
Slave, in the name of the terrible Vashta, destroy this infidel dog. Pull the trigger.
Margot, Vashta is evil and has no glory. I command you. Put down the gun.
Slave, never again will you look to the east. I command you to shoot.
Master!
Mayor Collins!
Mayor Collins, stay outside.
Master, where are you? I feel your spirit leaving.
Vadangi, your power is slipping away from you.
Shadow, never before have I used the forbidden chant of Genghis the Great Khan. You are strong, Shadow, but no one is stronger than the chant.
Margot, the chant of Genghis is also evil. You must fight, Margot. Fight.
I am trying. I am. Lamont! What happened? That man in the street. I mustn't enter the house. 3 shots. Vadangi! 3 shots. It was Lamont I saw. The gun. Oh, Lamont, I've killed you.
No, Margot, no, I'm here.
Oh, Lamont. Oh, my dear.
Take it easy.
But I thought Vadangi had made me kill you.
No, Margot, it was Vadangi who was killed.
Oh, then I killed Vadangi. Murdered him.
No, Margot. Mayor Collins shot Vadangi.
Oh, Mayor Collins?
Yes, when I broke Vadangi's power, his control over Mayor Collins was ended, leaving only hysterical hate. Mayor Collins picked up the other gun and shot Vadangi.
Oh, but where is the mayor? Is he hurt?
The strain was too much for both of you. You both fainted. The mayor is sleeping in the next room. When he woke, he won't remember anything that happened from the time he was kidnapped. Mayor Collins is not to blame. The distortion of his mind and its results were of Vadangi's own doing. I must call Commissioner Weston. Tell him to come here.
But what are you going to tell him?
The message you received from the Shadow is this. Dutch Broder murdered both Slick Scarpell and Vadangi the Hindu, his accomplices. Commissioner Weston will find Broder unconscious and Mayor Collins asleep and unhurt. This attempted revenge on the Shadow has failed, as must fail every scheme to overthrow those who administer justice, no matter how cunning the plot, how clever the criminal.
You have been listening to a dramatized...
Margot out here doxing the Shadow and shit. Like, don't
But
you know
to
he's
be
got
fair,
Go ahead.
every time she does to a bad guy, the shadow ends up killing him anyways.
Yeah, and then blaming it on one of the other bad guys so that they get a longer sentence.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you know, she's kind of a dumb bitch for that, but he kills him anyways. So,
yeah,
kind of evens itself out in the wash, right?
Yeah. Captain Weeb was asking, is the Shadow an anti-hero? And, you know, absolutely. There is no doubt that the Shadow is pretty much an evil motherfucker. Like, he stole Lamont Cranston's identity. He basically enslaves people.
A high-functioning sociopath, basically.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, good.
I was going to say a highly entertaining sociopath.
Oh, absolutely. With a lot of dynamite. No dynamite in The Revenge of the Shadow, though, except for the little throwaway quote at the beginning.
Yeah. What the hell?
So, got that going for you. Which is nice.
Little disappointing.
Well, you know. There were machine guns. Does that count?
I mean, machine guns are fun.
They are, aren't they?
But, you know, I'm kind of thinking I might get a tattoo of a stick of dynamite, like, on the side of one of my fingers or something, just in tribute to the Shadow.
That's pretty good. Dynamite only makes sociopaths more interesting.
Yeah, you know, you see those tattoos where it's like a mustache or like a lightsaber or something like that. Yeah, I'll get a stick of dynamite on my middle finger.
There you go. There you go. That way you can just like throw up the middle finger and just turn it sideways as you.
Exactly.
Pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Just
not bad.
Nobody will get it.
No.
That'll be the.
Maybe the brand of dynamite is Mago Dynamite. Instead of Acme.
See, and then if for some reason ever get to meet any of our wonderful viewers, I'll salute them with just the middle finger, and they'll see the dynamite. And
There you go.
like the signal, like the, you know, what am I thinking of? Like the Freemasons, they have secret handshakes.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be the Church of Failures secret salute. Stick a dynamite on the tattoo onto your finger.
Does this mean I can't be a Freemason now? Do I have to drop out of the Illuminati?
I mean, they kind of kicked me out for being a degenerate, so.
For real?
Yeah, got kicked out of the Illuminati. It happened on the meeting last Tuesday.
Oh, you're being a smartass. No, there's literally a Mason Lodge around here, the Scottish Rites, and I've been looking for a couple of sponsors so that I could actually join. To get in the Illuminati, man.
In my town, there's an old Mason temple that's not used anymore. That's kind of cool, but it's also kind of creepy.
Well, yeah.
Looking.
What are you gonna do? I mean, you know, the robes and goat fucking and all that good shit.
I did the weirdest thing. So when I first started my Instagram,
I say goat fucking, and you say I did the weirdest thing. I'm not liking where this is going.
Okay, so I first start my Instagram, and I get followed by some Illuminati page. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to follow them back. Maybe I'll see some funny shit, right?
Okay.
So they DM me on Instagram, like, you know,
I got this goat. Do you got any change?
No. They were like, we're looking for recruits for the Illuminati. Are you interested in joining? And I was just like, yeah, sure. What do I got to do?
Absolutely.
They're like,
100%.
Well, like, what? Well, we'll send you like a catalog or a website link or something, and you'll have to buy a goat to sacrifice in some ceremony. And I'm like, there's a goat farm just right down the road. Can I just go ask my neighbor for one of them or something?
Can I just
They're
buy
like,
my
no,
own
it has
goat?
to be this official. Has to be the official Illuminati goat.
Yes.
So I fucked with him for another 10 minutes, and then I stopped.
100%.
I was like, I don't know. It was so insane, but so funny.
100%. It's got to be an official Illuminati goat, Ayrton. What the fuck are you thinking?
I was just like, what makes this goat so damn special? Why can't I just get one for my neighbor?
Well, because, Illuminati goats are expensive, man.
I guess.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, all right. Well, we got one more episode queued up for you guys this evening. I'm sorry I mentioned the goat. That actually is a throwback to an old joke that I used to fuck around with, and it wasn't even a joke. It was mainly just a punchline that you could throw in anywhere. And basically, there's another joke that I don't remember the entire setup for, but it basically ends up with there was a goat tied to a stake with a little can that you change in so you could fuck the goat. And they called that the goat fuck. And
yeah.
I would just walk around saying, when people said awkward things, I would be like, well, there was a goat fuck, and I had some change.
My favorite goat-related joke is it's about the history of condoms that back in...
Oh, the lambskin, yeah.
The 1100s, the Arabs invented the first condom by using the intestine of the goat, and then in the 1680s, the British came along and improved on the design by removing the intestine from the goat first. So, that's my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you told that to me, and I disavowed and fired you. I haven't fired you in a while. You're getting a little too comfortable in your position, I think.
I mean, yesterday's show was too much fun to get fired.
Oh yeah,
and these radio shows, we don't talk enough on air to get fired. So
yeah. So I don't know. It'll come soon. You'll least expect it. You'll say something and you'll think you're safe, and I'll be like, nope, fired. Anyway, we got one more episode queued up for you guys. Yeah, Danielle's laughing. That's pretty good. And this is the Mine Hunters. The over/under was on the dynamite being in this episode. So this takes us into August 7th, 1938, episode 132. The Mine Hunters.
Bum, bum, bum.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shadow can never be sure of what lies ahead of him. But there's one thing every motorist can be sure of, and that's meeting plenty of wet weather driving before the year's over. Well, you can give yourself greater skid protection if you make sure your car is equipped with those new Goodrich Silvertown tires, the tires with the sensational Lifesaver tread. This amazing tread has never-ending spiral bars that act like a battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water from under the tire, force it out through the deep groove, give you a drier, safer road surface for the rubber to grip. And when you're thus protected against the slippery hazard zone of motoring, you get the quickest non-skid stops you've ever had. Furthermore, Silvertowns are the only tires in the world that give you the famous blowout protection of the Goodrich Golden Ply. So why take chances with either skids or blowouts when you can get protection against both of these driving hazards in Silvertown at no extra cost? The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Mine Hunters.
Let me in!
Come.
Zita, why you make me come down here to the Panama waterfront in the middle of a foggy night like this? Why is Captain Bogart here?
Captain Bogart is no longer satisfied to take orders, Varita. He wants to know why my men spend so much time taking soundings off the entrance of the Panama Canal. Why this fishing trawler he commands does not catch more fish.
Aye, and what's the idea of contacting the Trump steamer that's been standing offshore?
You are paid well to do as you're told and be silent, Captain Bogart.
Not enough for what I think you're mixed up in.
And what is that, Captain?
Spying. Sounding out the defenses and laying secret mines off the Panama Canal, that's what.
You know too much, Captain. Much too much. And the sharks that infest the waters of the shore of La Boca will welcome you. Who's there?
Riker.
Come in, Riker. We're glad to see you.
Did you fix it up for me to get that deckhand job on the trawler?
Yes. It is all arranged.
Say, what's the idea? Why the gun?
Just this. We know you are not a deckhand. You are Lieutenant Cartwright of the Naval Intelligence Division.
So, you found out about me before I could get the goods on you and your spy ring, eh?
So sorry, Lieutenant. It is the fortunes of espionage.
Major Baker to see you, Commander.
Sure, I'm right in. Good morning, Major.
Morning, Commander. I just heard one of your cutters found the body of Lieutenant Cartwright washed up on the beach near La Boca.
Yes, one of our best men.
I beg pardon, Commander. Another message from the Navy Department.
Mm-hmm. It makes the third today. Good grief.
Now what?
This message. The Navy Department sent 2 men down here a month ago. They haven't reported in the last 10 days. Oh, what use are our elaborate defenses of the Panama Canal if every potential enemy knows as much about them as we do?
You're right. We've got to wipe out this spy ring, but how? Every intelligence officer we've put on the job has come back empty-handed.
Yes, or dead.
There must be some way, some man smart enough and nervy enough to deal with these spies, these killers.
Passengers for Lima and Valparaiso have 1 hour stopover.
Well, Margot, almost at our destination.
Yes, Lamont. Any ideas yet as to how you're going to try and locate the leaders of that spy ring operating in and around the canal zone?
Not so loud, Margot. No, I have no definite plan yet. I felt it was time the Shadow took a part in finding out who is at the head of this spy ring.
Hope I can be of some help to you.
You've always been a big help to Lamont Cranston, Margot. And this time, you may be helping our country as well. Waiter!
Si, senor.
We have a check.
Si, senor. Pronto. Muy pronto.
Lamont, I love the way these Panama natives say quickly and then take all day.
Life moves very slowly in the tropics, Margot.
A sort of criminal investigation, it would seem. We've been here a week.
Yes, and we've haunted every cafe in Panama. The best of the lowest dives along the waterfront.
You know, Lamont, if these international spies are half as clever as you seem to think they are, they may be suspicious of us.
It's a very old axiom among hunters. If you're after a killer, whether he be a wolf, a tiger, or a man, if you can't find him, make it easy for him to find you.
Oh, in other words, Lamont, we're just a couple of walking invitations for a shot in the dark or a knife in the back. Is that it?
Not quite. I do want people around here to get a bit curious about us. Why? Are you scared?
A bit. This waterfront sector gives me the creeps, especially the people in this cafe. Ugh, they look like they'd slit your throat for the fun of it.
Why, oh, yes, of course.
Lamont, who is she?
Who is who?
That Spanish dancer you've been watching for the last 10 minutes.
That's Verita. She owns this cafe, and according to rumor, she's one of the most notorious characters in Panama.
How did you find that out, Lamont?
Well, after Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, has seen his assistant safely to a room in the hotel, the Shadow has been prowling the back streets of Panama.
Careful, Lamont. The waiter's coming back.
It's about time.
Your bill is $2.50, American, senor.
Here you are. Keep the change.
Gracias, senor. Gracias. You will be back again, senor?
Maybe. Why? Makes you ask?
Only that for 3 nights now you have come. Senor, you like the cafe of Senorita Varita, see?
You have a very interesting place, yes. I think we will be back. So long, Margot. Get out of here.
Buenas noches, senor, senorita. Buenas noches.
Come on. That's all right.
Manuel,
Senorita Varita,
tell Senor Zito here what the Americans say.
he say you have a most interesting place. He come back again, senorita.
You hear, Zito?
Yes. That will be all, Manuel. Go back to your table.
Si, senor Zito.
Zito, what have you learned of this man and his pretty companion?
Very little, Varita. At the hotel, they are registered as John Hardy of New York and Miss Martha Adams of Boston.
The rooms, you have had them searched?
Yes, the head porter, he's one of our men. He found nothing, no suspicious papers.
Then what makes you think they're government agents?
I have good reason to suspect this man, if not the young woman, Varita.
So? Why, Zito?
Each night he has seen the young lady to her room, and then he has left the hotel again.
Where does he go?
3 nights now my men have followed him, but each night he has walked into the shadows and vanished.
You talk like a fool. Men do not vanish in Panama unless we see to it.
But this man does. Last night he came to the waterfront, walked out on the fisherman's wharf. 3 of my men thought they had him cornered, but when they searched the wharf, he was not there.
Perhaps he had wings and flew away, or jumped into the water and drowned himself, and it is ghost we saw here tonight.
No, he was there. He spoke to my men, but they could not see him. Could only hear his voice and his laughter. Laughter such as you might hear from the devil himself.
Do not invent lies to cover your stupidity.
It is not a lie. This man can move into the shadows, become as a shadow itself, unseen. Do not laugh, Varita, it is the truth. There is such a man. I have heard of him and of his powers. To those in our profession, he is the most dangerous man alive. And he is here. Here in Panama, I tell you.
Who are you talking about?
Perhaps you too have heard of him, Varita. He is the terror of the criminal world of America. He succeeds where police and secret service and agents of counter-espionage have failed. He is a man all men fear, yet no one has ever seen. And his name, Varita, it is the Shadow.
The Shadow, huh?
Yes, the Shadow. And he is here in Panama after us. And unless we find a way of trapping him, he will trap us.
And you think this John Hardy of New York is the Shadow?
Or an accomplice.
Zito, the trawler Vendetta, it puts to sea tonight, yes?
In 1 hour.
This girl, it might be well if she went along.
I see. You think she will make fine bait for a trap to catch the shadow? It can be arranged. It will not be difficult to get her out of the hotel.
Good. And on board the trawler in the open sea after dawn, there will be no shadows. Get her. Bring her to the trawler. I will meet you there.
You go to sea with us?
See. If the shadow appears, it will be interesting to see if his powers are strong enough to save him from the tiger sharks that swarm the waters of Panama.
Porter, you know what you have to do?
Si, Senorcito. When you have take the girl away, I am to run quick to the room of Senor Hardy, her friend, and tell him some men take her to the steam trawler Vendetta.
Yes. Wait 10 minutes. Then warn him.
I understand.
Good. Now, which is the senorita's room?
There. I have a key to that open door there to the patio.
Unlock it. My men will do the rest.
Si, senor.
Pedro, Manuel, quick. Bring the girl. Do not let her cry out.
Si, senor. She will not cry out.
Ladies and gentlemen, many perilous things may happen to the Shadow, but do you realize that just two dangerous things can happen to a tire, a blowout or a skid? Unless the tires you ride on give you protection against both of these dangers, you may be heading for trouble.
The Shadow knows. Beware. Literally millions of American motorists right now are gambling on their tires, taking chances on a dangerous blowout or a car-wrecking skid. Make sure your tires are safe.
And the best way I know of to do that, motorist, is to replace smooth, worn tires with the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown, the only tires that give you the skid protection of the Lifesaver tread. Remember, this tire won hands down in road tests conducted by Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory, the nation's largest independent testing laboratory. The engineers of this famous laboratory found that no tire tested came up to the Silvertown in resistance to skid. And the tires tested against this Silvertown were regular and premium priced tires of America's 5 other leading tire manufacturers, some of them priced as much as 40 to 70% more. When you can get Silvertowns at no extra cost, you really get the skid protection of the Lifesaver tread and Golden Ply blowout protection free. Put these life-saving Goodrich Silvertowns on your car now. The sooner, the safer.
Zito, what have you learned?
Nothing, Verita. It is strange she does not come, this Shadow.
We cannot wait much longer. The trawler must put to sea. What are you going to do with the girl if he does not come?
What we did with Captain Bogart, with the lieutenant from the Navy Department and the others.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the girl?
In the next cabin. Perhaps you can make her talk. You know so many ways, Zito.
I will try, but women are difficult. They can stand much more torture, more pain than a man. Come, senorita. We talk to you now. Maybe you will talk to us.
You can talk all you like. I have nothing to say.
Do not be too sure, senorita. This is Mr. Zito. He has had experience in loosening the tongue of those who will not speak freely.
I can imagine.
Senorita, among my people there is a saying that the tongue is for speech, and those who will not use their tongue for speaking have no need of it. and they will not feel its loss if the tongue is taken away.
I really believe you would, Mr. Zito.
It has been necessary on occasion.
But what good would it do you to have my tongue cut out?
None. Therefore, we would both lose if your stubborn courage should force me to go so far, senorita.
What do you want to know?
This friend of yours, this man John Hardy of New York, what is he doing in Panama?
I don't know.
Where is he now?
I don't know.
You lie. You know who he is, what he is, why he's here.
I tell you I don't.
Quick, tell me this one thing.
They're choking me.
Is it not true this friend of yours is the man the whole world knows as the Shadow?
I tell you I don't.
I will answer that question for you, Mr. Zito.
The Shadow. He's here. He has walked into our trap.
No, Zito. It is I who have set a trap for you.
Pedro! Manuel! Quick! Watch the door! Let no one out of this cabin!
It will do no good to ring for your cutthroats, Zito. I have disposed of them one by one.
Zito, it is true. They do not answer.
You are cornered. Trapped, Zito. Trapped.
Zito, do not stand there staring. He's here, somewhere in this cabin. We have got the girl. Don't let go of her. What is the matter with you?
Surely you've heard of the power of hypnosis, senorita. Look at him. He can't move, can't speak. Listen to me, Zito. Listen to me. Take your fingers from that girl's throat. Release her. Release her. Release her.
Zito!
It is useless, senorita.
Oh, you have caught him, Shadow. But you will never get me. Never! Never!
Lamont, thank heavens you got here in time. I'm sure you meant to kill me.
I know. Quick, get off this trawler. Right on the wharf.
Why did you let Verita get away?
Because she will show me the way to the real leader of this spy ring bent on destroying the defenses of the canal.
What about Zito?
Go on, hurry. I'll join you on the wharf. After I make Mr. Zito tell all he knows to the Shadow.
Lamont, where are we going in the speedboat?
Straight out to sea. 8 miles south-southwest. You better hope I haven't forgotten how to read a compass.
I thought you were going to trail Verita.
It won't be necessary. She'll be where we're going.
Did you get that from Zito?
Yes, and many other things, Margot. There's a ship out there.
And that's where the trawler was going.
Yes.
Lamont, you're not going to board that ship alone.
I must, Margot. It's the only chance of getting the real leader of this spy ring.
But what can you do against the whole crew of a ship? Why don't you turn your information over to the Navy Patrol? Let them deal with it.
They can't without creating an international incident. The ship is beyond the 12-mile limit, carrying the flag of a supposedly friendly country.
What kind of ship is it?
A tramp steamer, but actually it's a disguised tender, loaded with mines and capable of converting fishing trawlers like the Vendetta into mine layers in a few hours.
Good heavens. Just what are you going to do, Lamont? What can I do to help?
Margot, all I want you to do is take the wheel of this speedboat. I'm going to jump overboard and swim to that ship and get near enough. You turn back toward the coast a couple of miles, cut the motor, wait to hear from me over the shortwave band the Shadow always uses.
But suppose they hear us and send a boat out.
We're running without lights. If you stop the motor, they'll never find you in the dark.
All right, Lamont. Only I hope you know what you're doing. You're taking a terrible risk. Even for the Shadow.
Don't worry about me. Only one thing more. If the wind springs up and the sea gets rough, head back to the coast. This boat won't ride a storm.
And leave you on that ship? I will not.
You will. I want your promise. We turn back now.
All right. I promise. Lamont, look. There's a ship dead ahead without lights.
That's it, Margot. Take the wheel, quick.
There's a smaller boat alongside.
Trawler. I thought there'd be one. That means Verita's on board ship ahead of me.
Lamont, wait. Let me swing closer.
No, this is close enough. Now remember, Margot, stand off until you hear from me.
So, Zita is caught, and you, Senorita Verita, become so afraid of the Shadow that you dare disobey my command that you shall never come aboard this ship.
But, Dr. Muller...
Wait! By coming aboard this ship, you have linked me with the activities of our spies in Panama. You're a fool and a coward, Senorita. And I have no use for those who cannot obey my orders.
But you do not know this Shadow. You have not seen as I have what he can do.
I know all about this Shadow. It is my business to know everything about those who may, sooner or later, stand in the way of my plans.
You're very clever, Dr. Muller. But how do you know the Shadow is not on board this ship?
If he has followed you here, I shall deal with him.
That speedboat we heard half an hour ago was not cruising around for nothing.
I tell you, it is dangerous to stay in these waters after what has happened.
We are beyond the 12-mile limit. We are safe here.
You are not safe from this shadow. Not anywhere.
Yes. Come in.
I had the ship searched from bow to stern as you ordered, Dr. Marlowe. I don't believe anyone boarded us from that speedboat.
What about the speedboat?
Well, I had the trawler cruise around. No trace of it, sir. Must have returned to Panama.
Very well. Go to the bridge and wait orders from me.
Yes, sir.
Now, senorita, I shall consider your case.
I cannot go back to Panama.
It is too bad. For Panama is the only place you are of any use to me.
But I have done nothing. I have not betrayed you. You could put me ashore down the coast until it is safe for me to go back.
I have a better plan. With this gun, it is easier, quicker.
No. You would not shoot me for one mistake. I have been valuable to you. I have found out many secrets for you.
But no more. Do not be afraid. Do not cower like an animal. I am not going to shoot you. I am merely going to give you a chance to do it yourself.
No, I won't do it. I will do anything but that.
And why not, senorita? You and Mr. Zito have killed many men.
No, I won't.
Very well. Then you give me no choice.
Wait, Dr. Moloff, before you shoot.
The shadow. He's here.
Yes, I'm here.
I warned you, Dr. Moloff, but you would not listen.
So you dare to come even here, Shadow?
Yes, Doctor, I've come for you.
Then you are a fool. There is no one here you can call upon to help you, and this ship is beyond the 12-mile limit.
But you are going to leave this ship, Dr. Moloff. You're going to leave this ship before 10 minutes have passed, or you will never leave alive.
Save your bluff for fools like my agent, Shadow.
This is not bluff, Doctor. I've not been idle in the half hour I've been aboard. I know the whole of the ship is filled with high explosive mines. Think what will happen when a time bomb goes off in that cargo of death.
A time bomb? 10 minutes.
Less than 10, Dr. Moloff. Think fast. You still have time to get your crew aboard the trawler alongside.
I don't believe you, Shadow. Why should you warn me if this is true?
Because the trawler flies our flag, and once aboard, you are subject to the laws of our country. The Naval Patrol will pick you up after the explosion.
Oh, that's it?
Yes. You have 9 minutes left to decide. Prison for espionage or death.
I don't believe you, Shadow.
You are a fool if you stay here, Dr. Moloff. I believe him. I'm going. Captain Storm, quick, get your crew on the trawler.
I cannot take a chance that you have not planted a time bomb in the whole, Shadow. But if you have, I am going to give you your choice. Try to come through this door before I lock it, and I'll shoot you down, even if I can't see you. Or stay in this cabin and be blown up with the ship.
I have another choice, Dr. Moloff. And it... Margot Lane, I've left the ship. I'm safe aboard trawler Black Gull. Return to Panama. The mystery ship will blow up any minute now, but disregard explosion. Return to Panama. Disregard.
Radio message, Commander. Came through just now. I don't know what you make of it, sir. The sender wouldn't identify.
Let me see. Steam trawler Black Gull, 6 miles south-southwest La Boca. Dr. Moloff and agents of Spiring aboard. Intercept.
That trawler's been under suspicion for some time, sir.
Yes, and this may be the break we've been waiting for. The destroyer K-17 is in that vicinity, investigating a mysterious explosion. Notify our commanding officer to proceed to the position of the trawler Black Gull and search her.
What has happened to Dr. Moloff? How did he get off the ship before it blew up?
I don't know, Verita. We found him on the deck of the Gull. Like this. Unconscious. Nah, he ain't dead. But he took an awful beating from somebody.
It's too bad the Shadow did not kill him.
Shadow? What are you talking about? What the?
Destroyer! Get ahead!
The Shadow said we would be stopped. We have got to get away.
We can't. They blow us out of the water. Stop the engine.
Yes, sir. They're sending a boat to board us. Stand by, Black Gull. We're coming aboard.
They cannot stop us. We are beyond the 12-mile limit.
You're wrong, senorita. This trawler flies our flag.
Shadow.
You saved Dr. Moloff. You warned the Navy patrol.
Yes, Marita, your spy ring is broken. Your minds have exploded harmlessly, like your theories. You led me to Dr. Moloff, the chief of this spy ring. You and he will suffer the extreme penalty, an example to all spies who seek to discover the secrets of our country's defenses and endanger the safety of our territorial waters.
So I can't be the only one that's disappointed by the lack of dynamite in an episode titled The Mine Hunters.
Right? I mean, he did threaten to blow up an entire boat.
Yeah, but
So,
he didn't specifically name dynamite.
But if you're the Shadow, what else are you going to make a time bomb out of?
I mean, if you're the Shadow, any fucking thing you want to.
True, he could probably make it out of, like, some steamed salmon.
Snapper. Red snapper.
Yeah.
So, while we were listening to these fantastic episodes, I did manage to make it through the Viridian Forest and the first gem. So, obviously, Bulbasaur is a much easier choice for the first two gems because you have rock and then water. But in any event, we made it through those. Hopefully, we will not die in the very next city that we get through after we go through Rock Tunnel. One thing that I will be doing is I will be fighting every trainer that I can because apparently that's one of the reasons that I fucked up so bad last time. Is that
Well,
I
you get more experience from
trainer
battling
fights
trainers,
and
don't you?
yeah, than you do randoms, yeah. And what? There we go. Only caught one new monster this evening, and that was Putin Chew. Thanks to Danielle. So,
I still wanted Pence, but
well, it makes sense to name it Pence, but there's a Pokemon named Electabuzz, and if we get one of those, we'll name it Mike Pence.
That's fair.
So, I was hoping we would get something else to catch, but I don't think that in the next 6 minutes I'm going to make it through all these trainers and be able to catch anything new to name. So sorry about that. Not as exciting naming Pokemon degenerate things when you're playing a Nuzlocke challenge, but trying to make it through the game. So what are you gonna do?
We'll get there.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the episode this evening. Hopefully the audio was decent. I never asked a question about the audio. We had some issues before the show, and woo, buddy, I love having issues right before the show's set to start. Favorite fucking thing ever.
I mean, it's usually like once a week, right?
Yeah, but it's been 2 days in a row now.
True. So next week we should just breeze through every show, mathematically speaking.
No, mathematically speaking, the next week we'll have 3 days in a row. All 3 weekend and Monday episodes will be shit. You don't understand Patton's law, Can't go wrong, Will.
Yeah.
And Murphy's, not Patton's. Novel Bro says the audio was pretty good throughout, so good there.
Cool.
One of these days we'll get the hang of it, but I think using Hangouts with Optic kind of what screwed us because I've got my settings pretty much like fine-tuned for Skype. And as soon as I logged on today, like my microphone wouldn't pick up, couldn't hear any fucking thing. I reset my microphone, my headset, reset voice meter, all that shit. For some reason, my microphone was down by 10 decibels in my settings that I never touched. So.
Because why
Well,
not?
Well, because the Shadow threw a stick of dynamite at it, obviously.
Well, yeah. That
what you do.
I mean, that, and because comics, that's about, that you can use those to answer just about any question, right?
Also, Novel Bro is a Scot, so he may appreciate this. My whiskey choice this evening was Bushmills, which I know is Irish. Don't at me, bro. But it is the Black Bush edition. So I figured you might appreciate that. It was on sale at my local Red Dot store, and I felt it was
is one of my personal favorites.
It's a blended Irish whiskey, 40 proof.
Yeah, and I was thinking of their when we were talking off air, their 10-year single malt is really good. That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, Novel Bro is not against the Bushmills. Now let me ask you this: how much do you hate Proper 12? That's the real standard of shitty Irish whiskey.
I haven't even attempted to try it because I've heard it's so bad.
Ron Jeremy is evolving, by the way, guys. We did get an evolution.
And is going to learn Harden, correct?
Correct. Ron Jeremy is going to learn Harden. Already knows String Shot and Poison Sting. Proper 12 is cancer. You're correct. I think everybody should drink at least a bottle of it to know what the bar is set at for low-level Irish whiskey. Because I feel like people get spoiled on Jameson. Because Jameson is pretty cheap. I mean, for a decent Irish whiskey, Jameson is pretty cheap.
It is.
I think it's even cheaper than Tullamore Dew. You can't rename them when they evolve. Novel Bro, you can't rename them or I would. But my gut ain't been right since. Yeah, that's how I feel. Really, the only thing to do with Proper 12 is take shots of it. That is the only thing to do.
And take to Jameson.
Huh?
If I'm going to do just shots, I'll do just regular Jameson.
No, man, get Proper 12. And the thing about taking shots of Irish whiskey is if you're taking shots of Irish whiskey, you're taking too many shots of whiskey, period. And
I mean,
well, we're learning some culture over here. Jameson was founded by a Scotsman too, hence a great taste. Interesting. So, where the fuck were you guys when a Canadian founded Crown Royal, huh?
Well, I mean, half of Canada was Scottish immigrants, and the other half was French immigrants. That's why they're so weird.
So, do we blame Crown on the French?
Probably.
That's what I would do.
I mean, you blame them for everything.
I'm going to go ahead and save the game here.
Typically, when I'm drinking Irish whiskey, is with my sister's boyfriend from Ireland when they're in town, and we're drinking it basically out of wine glasses and pouring it like glasses of wine and sitting there getting way too drunk and talking about like philosophy and random ass crap like that.
Usually when are you talking about Jameson or Crown?
We usually get Jameson.
Okay.
Or Black Bush.
Jameson, for me, if I can find it, I either get the IPA caskmate or the Stout caskmate. Canadian Club, Chivas Regal, Jameson, and Glenfiddich for the win. Absolutely Chivas Regal, Jameson. Haven't had a decent Glenfiddich. I've had Glenmorangie, and that shit is
Glenfiddich, their 16 years good.
Well, like I said, I keep saying when I have the money, I'm gonna get a bottle of Lagavulin. You know, hole up for a weekend and just drink it. I've had one bottle of Lagavulin in my life.
I've only had one glass of Lagavulin in my life.
Oh well, tax time. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for the evening. Appreciate everybody for showing up. I'm gonna stop saying like, share, and subscribe when it's just people we know in the chat. Obviously, if you like the shit, you're gonna subscribe. So I feel like a cuck doing that. And well, one thing we know is church ain't no cuck. So, but I definitely appreciate everybody showing up. Rackets apparently has a pretty decent show going on tonight. He's gonna be talking some shit about Jamie Markey. A couple of other thoughts in VA, so go check that out. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. We'll have a better idea of what we're doing by then.
Maybe.
Links below. What are you saying? Hold on, I gotta. No, Novel Bro just threw links below, dudes, in the chat. What are you talking about, Big Dog? Dead air.
Are you drunk?
Me?
No,
I've
Novel
only had.
Bro.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I've only had 2 glasses. I've been playing Pokemon.
He is Scottish, so it is a bit of a redundant question.
Oh, for potential new subs. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate it. Novel Bro is probably the #1 fan of the show, and I definitely. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here so I can go wage cuck tomorrow, and Ayrton can do the same.
Same here.
and once once we hit that 10 million subscriber mark and can make a living doing this, we'll do like 8 hours straight. So
yeah.
Until then, as my illustrious co-host always says, night everybody.
Stealing my lines.
You gotta say it too.
Oh, good night, everybody.
Later, guys.